If you have an interest in horses and love learning more about horses, the horse industry, teaching, or even managing your own horse business, then you're in the right place. We would love you to join us on our mission, which is to improve the lives of horses around the world through the education of riders, handlers, and trainers. So get comfortable, listen in, and enjoy.
At Horse Chats today, we've got Aaron Scobie back. If you haven't heard of Aaron Scobie or you haven't listened to any of his chats, just go to horsechats.com, search for Aaron or search for Scobie, and just go in and have a listen to his chats and then come back and listen to this one. Today, we're going to talk about ranch horses and, the resurgence of the cow horse industry in Australia. But before we do that, I just want to talk to you about the values of International Horse College. So horse welfare and safety are of utmost importance when humans have any interaction with horses. Within the courses at International Horse College, we only utilise methods that promote safe and humane ways of interactions between horses and humans. We only support safe methods of educating riders, handlers and trainers in all our courses. Internationalhorsecollege.com, registered training organisation 31352. Now, I'm talking to Aaron, and we've already said that Aaron's talking about ranch horses, cow horses. What is it today that we're talking about, Aaron? How are you anyway?
Yeah, hi, Glenys. How are you? I'm doing pretty good, since considering at the moment, I suppose.
Yes, okay.
But no, doing well. So today, thought we'd have a little bit about ranch and how to kind of get through those events and how we, what we look for from that point of view. But also, we'd love to touch on how cow horses or the cow horse industry is really growing. The brain cow horse industry is really growing in Australia at the moment, which is really where we're trying to get a lot of these ranch horses.
Good.
Horses too.
Okay. Now, if we want to go into a competition, what would the competition be called? So say we listen to your chat, we come back and say, wow, that sounds really good. There's a resurgence going on. I want to know if there's anything in my area. How would we find out about them? If they can, what associations? Yeah. And we need to know what the rules are, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of ranch horse events, there's a lot of different clubs or associations that are running those or can run those. The majority of them are being run under AQHA rules. So the AQHA, Australian Horse Association, has approved some ranch horse rules, and they have some specific events there. And there's also the American Ranch Horse Association operating to an extent as well. So there's a bunch of different places you'll find the ranch horse events. As the rank cow horse goes, we're really talking about the Australian Rank Cow Horse Association, who've been up and going for the last year or so, and running, doing some really good things with the cow horse events. Well, not at the moment, but certainly into the future.
Sure.
And we can all get back showing again.
Okay. Now, tell us about the intent of the ranch horse classes. And if it's okay, if you talk about the intent of the cow horse classes, are they two different classes? What are we actually looking at? If you can sort of tell me the difference between the two, just so we know where we're headed.
Yep, sure. So from a ranch horse point of view, we generally have a few different events that we look at. There'll be, a confirmation, like a horse, to make sure the horse is built how we want it to be built. Then we'll have a ranch riding, a ranch trail, and those are probably the most common ones. Then we might have some cattle events as well, so we might have ranch cutting and maybe some roping and that sort of stuff. And really what we're looking at as far as a ranch horse is we're really wanting a horse that's an asset to you, that you can jump on and get any sort of a job done, and the horse is on your side, I think, making your life a little bit easier. When we start looking at the cow horse side, the event is a little bit more specialised, but in saying that, it's one of the things I really like about it is that these horses have to be so versatile. So in the cow horse, we need to be able to cut like a cutting horse does. We need to be able to do the reining as good as a reiner. and we need to be able to work a single cow and go down the fence, at a pretty high rate of speed and still have all that control. So to me, that cow horse deal, or a finished cow horse is it's I suppose of the Western world. They don't necessarily have to be perfect at anything, but they need to be really, really good horses to be able to get all those things done.
Okay. Now, a point that you've made is show the horse you have, not the one you want. Tell us a little bit about that and why you've said that.
Yeah. So it's this is something I say to a lot of our non-pros and people that come and ride with us, because it's really easy, and it doesn't obviously just apply to the ranch horse or the cow horse worlds, but it's so easy to get looking over and seeing, especially when you're at a show, looking around the warm-up pen and thinking, I wish I was riding that one, I wish I was, my horse could do this or do that. And so, we all want to be riding that horse that can do everything really well and is just amazing. But oftentimes that's not the horse that we're actually sitting on. And so it's really important when you do go to those shows, and even when you're riding at home and training, that you're really aware of what your horse can actually do and where it's at in terms of its training journey. So you're taking along the speed, or pathway that it needs to go on, and then when you get to the show, you're not trying to change everything because someone else is looking like they're doing better than you.
All right. So when we're training at home, we work on the opposite. Is that right? Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Anytime you're at home, and then for the ranch horse and for the cow horse stuff, because we have to do so many things, we really need to identify what those horses are and to bring them up, up to a good level. But then, vice versa, when we go and show, we want to really show off what we're good at, and then kind of just get through the stuff that we're maybe not so strong at. And that's part of, I guess, for both the ranch horse and the cow horse, because you have to show across a variety of events. You're never out of it. Even if you bomb out in one event, you've always got another chance to come back and have another go, or kind of earn a few points, or get in the placings.
So, Aaron, the contact, do we have a loose rein, a light contact, have the horse in frame, like you want a horse that's a pleasure to ride, but ride doing what? What are we actually asking the horse to do? How can we show the horse off to the best?
Yeah, one of the things to remember here, I suppose, is we don't have to, especially from the ranch horse point of view, we don't have to have a big draped, rein, big loose rein, and it's actually discouraged a little bit. So try and remind people, just ride them like you would if you were going out on the trail. You're not going to have, 3 feet of slack in your reins, because if, a kangaroo jumps out of the bush or whatever, you can take 10 seconds to gather it all up, get back into control. Wanting to hold in the horse all the time. We really want these horses travelling in self-carriage, where they've been taught to carry themselves in a correct manner, but we don't want to be making them do that. And then we want to be able to use our cues, our rein cues as light as we can, and so we don't want to have to pull up a whole bunch of slack out of the reins before we can actually make contact with our horse.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, we're not looking to be, throwing the reins away at them, but we're also really not wanting to be holding the horses, got to be able to travel in self-carriage.
Okay.
And obviously a good judge or a good trainer will be able to tell the difference.
Sure.
It's, most people can stand on the ground and kind of go, well, that horse is doing things by themselves. You're having to make that one do it. I know which one I'd rather ride.
Yes. Now, within the competition, because I think there's obstacles in there as well. Is there a trail so is there obstacles? How are we going to ride the obstacles or train the obstacles?
Yeah, definitely. So in the ranch trail, specifically, you'll find obstacles, and that's gates, bridges. You might have to drag logs, basically anything that you could potentially outline. Keeping in mind what we're trying to do is show how good these horses are, how much of an asset these horses are.
Mm-hmm.
to us to get a job done. So there could be a number of things out there. But from a show point of view, we really want to be efficient with what we're doing. So not taking a lot of time, sort of going step by step through the obstacle, but we want to be efficient. We want to make sure that everything flows really nicely. Again, going back to that intent about before, the intent is for that horse to be an asset, and if it takes half an hour to get over a bridge or to open a gate, it's probably not going to be that beneficial to you, in your day-to-day work. If you can just ride up there, open the gate with minimum fussing around, that's much better. And so that efficiency is really what we're looking for around those obstacles.
Okay. Now, in a lot of events, transitions are important. Are transitions, upwards, downwards transitions, how important are they? How would they score? Is it worth putting the time in to make sure the horse understands and does fluent transitions?
Absolutely, and again, not just for a ranch horse, but this goes across everything. Like having good transitions, you won't see very many horses that have bad transitions and then aren't very nice to ride. And vice versa. If something's got good transitions, the chance it's going to be nice in a bunch of other areas as well. But in the ranch horse events, definitely trail, the ranch riding, you're constantly changing trot load. And then within those gates as well, especially the trot and the load, extend those. So you need to be able to trot slow, trot fast, and load slow and load fast. That's the same in the cow horse. For reining, we need to be able to load small circles and small slow circles much faster. And we want all that stuff to be effortless.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, again, coming back to we're not having to pull on these horses to slow them down, not having to haul off and kick them to try and make them go somewhere. And then that translates to when we start working a cow as well. So if these horses can do that stuff away from a cow, it makes it so much easier when we actually go and put them on a cow. And need to keep up with it and change our speed so we can be in the right position.
Okay. And you talk about them being effortless. I suppose that takes you back to the intent, and that's to have a horse as an asset and then a pleasure to ride. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's really what everything comes back to that, that we're trying to do. And if you keep thinking about that through the training process, you keep thinking, well, is what I'm doing starting to create that asset or make my life and the horse's life easier? And if it is, then you're probably going down the right track.
Yep. Now, thinking about, working obstacles, gates, ropes, I suppose here what you're doing is if you're going to present your horse well, you've just got to be a good horse person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You've got to be able to ride. That's it just needs to be something you don't have to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously because you do that, but then you're also having to manipulate a rope or a gauge or work a cow or pay attention to something else that's going on. And so you need to be pretty solid in terms of your horsemanship and being able to be in the centre of the horse and be balanced and all that sort of stuff. But that's where your horse needs to be pretty solid as well. You can imagine if you're trying to open a gate and just won't stand still, it just makes life a little bit harder.
Yeah. And you said earlier that there was, you could sort of, if you bomb out in one, you can then go and enter another one. So are you recommending just go out and enter everything?
Yeah, absolutely. So especially in the ranch horse events like the cow horse, we usually run, you can enter one class and you have to, within that class, you have to do your reining and go to the fence, so work a cow. And then some of the bigger events you'll have to do all three events, so you have to cut the reining and then go down the fence. And from a ranch horse point of view, each event will be run separately, so the trail will be separate to the ranch riding, the confirmation class, and the roping or whatever else that they have. But absolutely, enter everything because it's a great way to understand where you're at, where your horse is. It's really easy for us to get going around at home, and I always encourage people to show because of this. It's so easy to get going around at home and think you're doing good or think you've got to a good level, and then you go out and have to actually do it in the show in front of someone, and you don't get 2 or 3 goes at it. It tells you where you're at very quickly. It can be quite humbling sometimes, but it's great to figure out where you're at. But like we said, from the ranch horse point of view and the cow horse point of view, like, you always have another chance. So if you bomb out and, in the raining, you drag a lead or something like that, that's penalty points, you get another chance down the fence or in the trail if you mess something up, hit a bunch of poles, and, you get another chance. So the more you can enter, the better it is, and the more you'll get out of it, your horse will get out of it.
It certainly sounds like a fun competition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like, I find the ranch horse and the cow horse family, and we call it that for a reason, because it's just, it's like a big thing. There's no, there's no them and us or kind of hierarchy in it, really. And I think part of that is because we're all competing against, well, in the ranch horse, there's so many variables. Cow horse, we're all competing against the cow. But, everyone's been made a fool of at some stage by a cow. Everyone knows what it's like to get out there and not have it kind of go quite right. So, we're all there to help each other. And you find you're talking to the trainers and they're all happy to help. And just everyone there is there to enjoy themselves and kind of ride good horses.
Do you get the same people competing in cow horse and ranch horse and maybe different horses, or just tell us a little bit about that? Yeah.
Yeah, so most of the time you'll see, the same sort of faces around, and a lot of the horses. What you'll find a little bit is the ranch horse can be a bit of an introductory sort of deal, so you're not having to go quite as fast and work a cow and that sort of stuff. There's some events there that you can take a little bit slower, like the trail and the ranch reining and that sort of thing. But once a lot of people see the cow horse deal, they want to start moving that way a little bit. And it's a bit of a natural progression for the ranch horses to then try and get to be a sold cow horse. And that's where the cow horse deal came from. When you look back in the tradition of the California vaqueros and the big Spanish ranches and that sort of thing, those cow horses were ranch horses.
Yep. Okay.
They just had time to train them and make them into nice horses.
It sounds great. Sounds like it's a lot of fun, and I'm certainly looking forward to one coming in the area here. I think that's really good. I think, for those listeners that are sounding like they want a fun event. Now, if people do need to ask questions, Aaron, if they want to find out a bit more about it, what's the best contact detail for you?
For us, the easiest way to get in touch with us is probably through Facebook.
Okay.
So there is A&K Scobie Performance Horses.
Yep.
And try and keep active there. That'd probably be the quickest and easiest way to get in touch.
All right. We'll put those details on the Horse Chat site as well. So it'll be horsechats.com/Aaron Scobie. I'm not quite sure, Aaron. You've been on a couple of times. It might be... Anyway, just go to horsechats.com, search for Aaron, search for Scobie. You'll find it. And just find out a little bit more about that whole... Well, the cow horses and the ranch horses. I'm sure you can sort of talk to us about both. But it certainly sounds like a fun competition, and... all you're doing is demonstrating your horse that's work and a pleasure to ride. And I'm sure that there's a zillion horses out there that are a pleasure to ride, and a zillion people that are, happy to show them off, go out to a few competitions, where there's lots of events. So if they bomb out in one, you can go and, have a going to another. Yep. And if people are out there ready to answer questions and help you along a bit, well, that's just a great training day anyway. So it might be called a competition, but still a training day. And if you're looking at just good horsemanship and good horses. Yep. Aaron, thank you. Thank you for coming on, and certainly look forward to catching up with you again. But meanwhile, thank you again for coming on and spending the time to chat to us today. Okay. All right. Thanks, Aaron.
No worries. Thank
Bye.
you. Okay. See ya.
If you've enjoyed this chat, then please comment, rate and subscribe.
If you'd like any changes or recommendations for guests, then please contact us through horsechats.com. And while you're online, have a look at the government-accredited courses at internationalhorsecollege.com. Registered Training Organisation 31352.
Remember that our comments and instructions are general in nature and do not take into consideration your individual horses or your individual ability and circumstances. If you enjoyed this podcast, then please leave your comment below.